right here on the Thames. We're standing on top of a lost world. 20,000 years ago, this wasn't an island. You could walk from London straight into Europe, and where London's bridges stand today, mammoths and woolly rhinos thundered across a frozen Thames plain. This is London, before London, an Ice Age wilderness, bigger, colder, and connected to an entire vanished continent. AI Reconstruction, built from fossils, landscapes, and the science of a changing Earth. Picture the Thames not as a narrow river, but a wide, braided artery cutting through tundra and ice. Each step weighs tons. Their feet punch the ground, shaking a world that feels silent, but isn't. Woolly rhinos, built like tanks, graze the dry grass, armored in fur against the killing cold. Reindeer pour across the channels, endless movement, like the river itself learned to walk. Horses run low to the ground, muscle and steam, chasing the thin line between hunger and survival. And in the tall grass, a predator watches, a cave lion, bigger than today's lions, waiting for weakness. Wolves test the edges of the herd, never the strongest, always the tired, the young, the late. The cold here is its own animal, biting skin, freezing rivers, turning breath into clouds you can almost touch. Even frozen, the river moves, dark water slipping under glassy ice, carrying sand, silt, and time. Boulders sit where they don't belong, dropped by ice like forgotten cargo from another world. At night, the sky becomes a stage, stars burning hard above a land that barely knows warmth. And beyond this river plain, the land keeps going, far past today's coastline, into what is now the North Sea. But at the coldest peak, Britain likely falls silent. Humans retreat south, leaving this world to ice and beasts. Even if no one lived here at the coldest moment, the ground still remembers. Fossils, tools, buried riverbeds now jump forward. The ice loosens its grip, and humans return to this edge of the world. A small band appears on the ridge, watching mammoths like moving mountains. To survive here, you read the land like a language, tracks, wind, clouds, and the smell of animals on snow. They build a windbreak in minutes, hides stretched tight, because here, exposure kills faster than hunger. Fire is everything, warmth, light, protection, and the one thing the wind is always trying to steal. In the firelight, the Ice Age becomes smaller, just a circle of warmth in a universe of cold. Morning. They follow tracks, fresh, sharp, leading toward the river channels where herds must cross. Then, one chance. A reindeer breaks from the group. Spears fly. The margin between life and death is one heartbeat. Meat means days of life. They work fast because cold preserves, but predators arrive even faster. With bone needles and sinew, they stitch survival, turning skin into shelter, fur into warmth. Mammoths pass close, too big to challenge, too important to ignore. Their path shapes everyone else's. At night, eyes appear at the edge of the firelight. Wolves, patient, listening, but the greatest giant here isn't mammoth or lion. It's the land itself, stretching beyond the sea. Doggerland, a whole countryside landscape under today's North Sea. Once forests, rivers, and hunting grounds. Imagine it, herds crossing open plains where ships sail now, animals and people moving between worlds. Rivers joined forces, Thames, Rhine, and others, feeding a vast lowland system that rewrote the map. Then the planet warms, ice retreats, tundra gives way, first to birch and pine, then deeper green. But warming brings water. Sea level climbs, slow at first, then relentless, swallowing the lowest ground. People adapt, following fish, birds, and deer into wetlands that change shape every season. In the mud, the land keeps records, pollen, seeds, bones, locked into peat like a time capsule. Over centuries, Doggerland fractures, first into bays, then islands, then memories. Forests drown standing up. Tree trunks swallowed where they grew, quiet proof the sea didn't always live here. By 8,000 years ago, only fragments remain. And then, the sea delivers a final blow. Sometimes disaster arrives without thunder, just a strange retreat of the sea, and a silence that doesn't belong. The North Sea isn't just water. It's a drowned landscape, Doggerland, where people lived before the ocean took it. Far to the north, the seafloor collapses. A landslide the size of a mountain range, sending energy racing outward. Hours later, the horizon changes shape, water rising where it shouldn't, moving faster than a running human. They turn and run, bare feet in mud, dragging children, grabbing nothing but breath and hope. And then it hits. A wall of water, tearing trees, smashing camps, turning a homeland into debris. For a moment, the world becomes water, brown, violent, blind, where even breathing is a battle. Then, silence, mud, broken branches, a few survivors staring at an empty line where land used to be. They light fires again, not for comfort, but to call the living and mourn the missing. As seas keep rising, the last land routes disappear. Britain becomes what we know today, an island. And the Thames changes too. Ice gives way to forest, then fields, setting the stage for a future city. Fast forward again. The river is still here, but now it carries a city and the bones beneath it. Under these streets, under these towers, there was once open steppe and the thunder of mammoths. This isn't just imagination. Fossils from the London basin prove these giants once lived here. Now overlay today's London onto the Ice Age map, and you realize how much land has vanished. Every river bend is a memory. Every muddy bank is a page from a world that's gone, but not erased. So next time you cross the Thames, remember, London wasn't just older. It was bigger, and it was connected. You could walk from London to Europe, and then the sea took the road away.